Let's talk training. Is training needed? Is training relevant? Of course, training is relevant. But what happens is the wrong training is thrown at the wrong team for the wrong reasons to check off the list. So, do I love training? Love training. But I love training more when it's specific, intentional, and has ROIs on it. Blows my mind away when I talk to a prospect or I land a new deal and I find out that my counterparts in consulting, the last time around that they were hired, didn't commit to some sort of a return on the investment, didn't have some sort of a focus on a key initiative that aligned with the company's goals, that aligned with the department. It absolutely blows my mind away. It blows my mind away how frustrated the C-suite gets when they don't get a return and they don't want to spend money on training and development. Well, if you keep spending money and you get nothing out of it, then why are you going to keep doing it? I really can't blame them for that. But here's the problem. You'll spend the money on the every now and then, training, development, check it off, either internal or external, but you won't do the under the hood checkup to figure out what kind of training you actually need. That's why you go to the doctor. You don't go to the doctor and say, give me this immediately, even though you probably have some thoughts and opinions because you Googled it. But you do go to the doctor, and if he or she says, hey, I think before we give you a final diagnosis, we need to go through MRI, CAT scan, we need to take some blood work, and then let's circle back around and find out what's going on. Why don't companies do that? I do not understand this. Why would you throw away money on a medicine, a training event, a certification that has no applicability to what it is you're trying to accomplish, let alone you haven't even focused on the people inside the culture, the workplace, the environment to figure out what they need. You know, why are they acting and behaving the way they're acting and behaving? So before you go and throw money away on training that doesn't have a return intention, why don't you stop and pause and do a diagnostic? Yes, of course I do a diagnostic. It's called the culture inquiry. Have you heard of it? This isn't about selling to you. You know if you need me. You know if you've got turnover and it keeps happening. You know if you've done training and you can't get more training funds because the last training funds didn't work, didn't do anything. You know if you hired a consultant and they didn't give you a return. You know if you hired those big, big, big firms who came in with these big programs, big leadership programs, they didn't do anything. You know who you are. If you want to actually get something done and know why you're getting something done, then you need to start with the analysis, the curation, and the creation. You need to understand from an empathy mapping what it is that your employees need, want, desire. What do they think? What do they feel? What do they say? What are you trying to accomplish with your customers, your clients, your patients, the outcome, the product? If you've got any gaps in there, you know who you are. Why don't you stop and call and give me a conversation, and I'll give you some more information like a doctor would. Let's do a diagnosis. Let's find out what's going on. Let's maximize on those strengths. Let's optimize the talent inside of your organization. I don't care if it's a 2-man team or 25,000 employee group. You've got to know what's going on before you throw your next training at it, before you put together some program that doesn't have a return. And I don't care what the return is. That includes systems, tools, processes, soft skills, hard skills. Come on, guys, let's do it intentionally from now on. Quit wasting your money and not asking for a return. Everything has a return. I will argue until I'm blue in the face. We can find a benchmark. We can create what that process is going to look like, who it's going to affect, when it's going to affect, and what the expected returns are. And oh, by the way, don't ask me to do it overnight. It didn't take you years. It didn't take you days or hours or a week to have turnover start happening in your culture. It didn't take a day or two for the lack of engagement to happen, for the sales to go into a slump. And please, for the love of God, quit blaming it on the economy. Quit blaming it on the generations. And oh, by the way, there's a label of a Generation Z because every 15 to 20 years we have to have it. But hey, guys, quit blaming it on the generations and the dysfunctionality of each generation and their entitlement. Let's stop and turn the table and find out what's going on in our organization, what we need from a culture standpoint, what the people need inside of it, whether you're a startup, whether you're in the midst of an acquisition, or whether you're just there trying to survive. Stop the madness. You know who you are. At the very least, I hope this made you stop and think, yeah, I'm a little bold, I'm a little out there, but that's who I am, and that's why I get results. My name is Shelley Smith. I forgot to say that. I'm the proud owner of Premier Rapport, and yeah, I've got some methods and some processes that are proven over time. If you would like to know more, you can download my books, you can download my white paper. It's got some case studies on it. By all means, talk to my clients. But until then, quit wasting your money. If you're going to ask for something, if you're going to hire somebody from the outside, if you're going to put a program together internally, for goodness sakes, measure it, have a return, know what's working, duplicate what's working, stop the madness on the things that aren't, and pivot. Our first idea is often not the right one. Okay, that's it. Rant over. Enjoy your day. Remember, culture matters. People matter. It's all about how we optimize all of it. And it doesn't have to be stressful. It can be fun. Yeah, it can be fun.